Welcome to Supply Chain Talks. My name is Christian Kars Mortensen. I'm a Senior Director, Global Partnership and Alliances at project44, and today I'm also your host for Supply Chain Talks. project44 has hand-curated a strong partner network to extend and enable the best possible customer experience. During 2021, we welcome you to our partner series, Supply Chain Talks. These conversations touch on current developments in global supply chains in the world of logistics. Today, we happily welcome Mr. Nicholas Down to Supply Chain Talks. Nicholas is Practice Director and Partner at Westernacher. Nicholas, I am positively pleased to have you join.
Good evening, Christian. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nicholas, established in 1969, Westernacher is established in 1969 and is a grand old company for our type of industry. Yet when I work with you and your colleagues in Westernacher, I find a young, energetic, positive, and really industry-leading approach to business and non-stop innovation. And you're also a close SAP partner for more than 25 years. What's the secret to this long-term and really visible success?
So before I start, Christian, first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be part of the Supply Chain Talks this week. So obviously, I wasn't born when Westernacher was founded in 1969, but what I found when I joined the company 7 years ago is a completely people-centric company in which we live day by day such diversity and innovative partnership across the globe. It is therefore a great honor to work with so many different people from so many different industries and be part of such an amazing organization, which in my opinion makes us really unique within the supply chain community.
Let's not really talk technology, but maybe let's discuss the problems that technology can solve. And if we focus on supply chain from end to end, including all the logistics challenges, what are today's biggest pain points that you see in the big companies that you work with?
Well, good question. What are some key challenges we are actually facing is definitely trade barriers or a rise of protectionism, which is caused by various circumstances we are nowadays living, and we all know them. Yeah? This shift toward consumers buying more and more personalized products accentuated with the global pandemic. And now combining and talking about all these different developments, they have revealed the weakness at the heart of our current supply chain models based on these recent events. These weaknesses are, in my opinion, largely due to high demand volatility coupled with single source or even complex regional source dependencies and poor flexibility in adapting to real-time demands within the supply chain we have.
Supply chain leaders that you and your colleagues work with cannot really avoid business uncertainty, but they can build resilient supply chains that drive profitability and growth in a disruptive reality. How do you work with companies in this area?
Well, absolutely. So given all these uncertainty you mentioned and disruptive reality now, we have to tackle, and I would call it 4 dimensions of a resilient supply chain. I give you these 4 examples. First one is agility. We have to eliminate silos, we have to improve planning, and we have to connect supply chain with other ecosystems. The second one is productivity, leveraging Industry 4.0 and transforming value chains. Number 3, in my opinion, is connectivity, the next level of collaboration and greater visibility with, for example, suppliers, contract manufacturers, logistics providers, and other business partners involved in your daily business. And 4th, sustainability, maximizing the reuse and minimize carbon footprint, which has become a major goal for the upcoming generation of leaders within the supply chain industry.
Say, looking forward, what will be the, let's say, mid to long-term challenges that companies will face in terms of actually extracting business value from supply chain technology?
Well, supply chains have evolved from a linear design to a network design, from mass production to a lot size of 1, from manually operated to digitally connected. And now to a critical component, a company's business strategy and revenue growth plans. This includes then, in our opinion, supporting new business models, such as manufacturers providing equipment or even services at the customer sites. I give you an example, a retail company which provides ad hoc mounting and installation services when they deliver the goods at the customer's doors.
You work a lot with SAP. Why is digital supply chain execution with SAP relevant for so many companies?
So what we believe is that a resilient supply chain also requires a digital supply chain. For example, a mid and long-term planning, and to be able to consider multiple supply chain variability scenarios, those companies are better prepared to respond faster when such circumstances like we see today change. Companies that have invested in their Industry 4.0 platform are more productive and better able to run and maintain their supply chain, their manufacturing facilities, and last but not least, their assets itself. So in a conclusion, companies that are connected to digital logistics service networks, for example, have better visibility into what is happening and can thus make better decisions. There has been, in our opinion, now a paradigm shift toward leaving the silo behind and think from an interconnectivity perspective, which brings all modules together within the value chain. That is where we as Westernacher, an end-to-end consulting company, have our areas of responsibility to accompany those customers on this journey and bring value to their business processes.
Nicholas, it seems that in the digitalized world, only companies that can perfectly master the supply chain of transport, yard, warehouse still have advantages. What is your view and experience in that area?
What we definitely see is a disadvantage when you keep thinking in those silos I just mentioned and different modules to fulfill the demand of high quality and individualized products and, for example, same-day delivery. Bringing all this together with shorter cycle times and increased delivery accuracy, this is needed as a change and adaptation to a modern digitalized solution. Second point, in my opinion, is to meet all these expectations as, for example, a manufacturer or distribution-centric company, you need to synchronize business processes more tightly across the supply chain.
To a little bit continue on that question, what is the role that you see for real-time end-to-end supply chain visibility?
I like to give you an example of well-known customers who we are dealing with, and they have invested, for example, a lot of time and money over the last 20 years to integrate their business partners, such as logistics service providers, into their internal ecosystem. And this invest and this effort with almost zero flexibility to promote and grow within these relations. For example, not knowing what the subcontractor of a subcontractor can offer in terms of transparency during the transport of products to a customer. In quite a few cases, this is almost reaching zero transparency. That is where visibility providers, and we are really glad that we have you now into the picture, because you can reduce this static environment to a very, very low limit.
Nicholas, my last question. What type of projects are keeping you and your colleagues busy these days?
So we are currently dealing very intensively with all of the topics just mentioned in our discussion. Westernacher is in a fortunate position that our customers took this impetus with us and that we can successfully implement the end-to-end approach now together with them in large programs. Of course, this very often requires a certain amount of courage to take this step, but we are looking forward on a very exciting journey and very exciting years to successfully implement those projects.
Thank you so much, Nicholas, for being a great partner for Project 44 and for joining us today for Supply Chain Talks. And I can promise you, I'm already looking forward to my next visit to your office.
Thanks a lot, Christian. Take care.
Thank you.